This is a reflection on Acts chapter 5 verses 27 to 42. Have you ever been caught up in a demonstration or a protest march? There are quite a lot going on at the moment around the world. Belarus, Russia, Myanmar, to name but a few. A group of people gather to challenge the leaders and the authorities who are ruling them, and it's often messy and involves bloodshed. Here we see Jesus' followers proving to be very challenging to the senior religious leaders, undermining their power and their authority. They keep popping up everywhere. There doesn't seem to be any stopping them telling people about Jesus. And they're doing it in very public places, in the temples, religious places even. In the Sanhedrin, that court, the leaders are furious when the disciples are brought before them again. And the obvious answer to them seems to be to put the disciples to death. There is one voice, just one voice, that speaks out. Gamaliel, a doctor of the law and a leading member of the Sanhedrin. He represented the liberal wing of the Pharisees, and he was held in high honour. It was his voice that delivered a reasoned and persuasive speech. Words of wisdom which the court took on board, realising that if this movement was of human origin, it would fizzle out just like so many others had in those days. But if it was from God, they couldn't be stopped. And the leader's fight would be against God himself. I just imagine that Gamaliel must have been a watcher and a listener, someone who looked for God at work among the people. He was clearly a man who obeyed God rather than men. He was not looking to protect his own position, or as perhaps some of them were. And maybe those words of Peter at the beginning of the reading, we must obey God rather than men, struck a chord with him. Let's pray that we too can watch and listen to see where God is at work.